Look up at the sky for a second. Just really think about it. When you save a photo or fire off a text message or, I don't know, wire your entire life savings, where does that information actually go?
I mean, they tell you it goes to the cloud, right? It's a nice, comforting little thought. Just this fluffy, ethereal, completely invisible storage space floating safely above our heads.
The cloud is a massive lie. The internet absolutely does not live in the sky. The internet actually lives at the absolute bottom of the crushing, freezing, pitch-black ocean. And our entire civilization, it's hanging on by a literal thread.
Right now, as we speak, 99% of all international data is traveling across the globe. We're talking trillions of dollars, top secret military comms, vital hospital records, and yeah, obviously every single cat video. All of it is rushing through underwater cables, not satellites. So the real kicker here is, if these threads snap, the world as we know it goes completely dark in under 24 hours.
How can a piece of glass, literally the exact same fragile stuff that shatters when you drop your phone, survive the crushing pressure of the Pacific Ocean? And more importantly, how on earth do you shoot an entire high-definition movie through it in less than a second?
Imagine standing in a perfectly dark room holding a flashlight. You shine it at the wall, and the light just stops, right? It scatters. But what if you could actually trap it? Well, back in 1842, this Irish physicist named John Tyndall proved that light could literally be bent. He shone a light into a tank of water, and as the water poured out of a hole in the side, the light perfectly followed the curved path of that falling liquid. The light was entirely trapped inside the stream.
And this brilliantly shows what physicists call total internal reflection. Normally, when light hits a surface, some of it passes right through. Think about looking out a window. You see outside, but you also catch a faint reflection of yourself. But if that light hits the glass at a very specific, extremely shallow angle, the glass just stops acting like a window altogether. It becomes a perfect mirror. None of the light escapes, it just bounces flawlessly.
Now take that incredible concept and stretch that microscopic piece of glass out for, say, 10,000 miles. You aren't just sending sparks of electricity through it, you're sending Morse code, made of pure light, flashing hundreds of millions of times a second. A laser fires in New York, the light hits the inside of the glass, ricochets off those microscopic walls millions of times, and shoots out in London literally milliseconds later.
Normal glass isn't perfectly clear. Even the absolute cleanest window pane has tiny impurities in it. If you made a normal window just a few feet thick, you wouldn't be able to see through it at all. The light just gets absorbed. Engineers call this attenuation. Basically, if the light loses its energy to those impurities, the data simply dies before it ever crosses the ocean. So to send light all the way across the Atlantic, engineers had to create a material so impossibly pure it barely even exists in nature. It's called fused silica. Just to wrap your head around the staggering engineering feat here, if the entire ocean was made of fused silica glass, you could stand on the surface, look straight down, and clearly see the bottom of the Marianas Trench, 7 miles straight down. That is exactly how pure the glass inside these cables actually is.
Surviving the ocean floor, a deep-sea war zone.
So, okay, we've got the perfect glass, we've got the high-powered lasers, we just drop it all into the ocean and call it a day, right? Well, not exactly. The bottom of the ocean isn't just dark, it is an absolute war zone. These cables have to survive underwater landslides, massive earthquakes, freezing temps, and the crushing weight of thousands of feet of water. And here is the craziest part. The actual glass fibers carrying the internet, they're only the size of a human hair. All that thick, heavy cable surrounding it is just armor. You've got layers of copper to carry electricity, heavy steel wire to defend against giant ship anchors, and thick layers of plastic and tar to block out the salt water.
Oh, and yes, there is literally specialized armor to protect against sharks. For some mysterious reason that marine biologists still don't fully understand, sharks are wildly attracted to the electromagnetic fields generated by the power lines inside these cables. They will actively attempt to bite the internet right in half.
So you've got this hair-thin, impossibly pure glass, wrapped in heavy shark armor, resting in the deep. But even with all that crazy protection and perfection, the light still weakens over thousands of miles. It gets exhausted. The signal just slowly fades.
To keep that signal alive across the globe, every 50 miles or so, there's a metallic pod spliced directly into the cable. They call it a repeater. Now these repeaters sit completely untouched down there at the bottom of the ocean for 25 years at a time. They take in the faint, exhausted light signal, meticulously read it, and then instantly fire a brand new high-powered laser to send it on the next leg of its journey. And get this, those repeaters are powered by an unbelievable 10,000 volts of electricity. This massive current gets sent through the copper casing all the way from the shore, which could be up to 5,000 miles away. You have 10,000 volts of raw electricity running right next to a hair-thin stream of pure light, resting untouched in the darkest depths of the sea.
So the very next time you pull out your phone and, get frustrated because a web page is taking 3 whole seconds to load, I really want you to stop and think about what is actually happening behind the scenes.
Your phone is sending an invisible radio wave to a cell tower. That tower instantly converts it to pure light, shoots it down a hair-thin glass tube, and it literally bounces millions of times across the ocean floor. It is dodging sharks, surviving crushing pressures and underwater earthquakes, reaching a server on an entirely different continent, retrieving your requested data, and bouncing it all the way back to your hand.
All of that entire massive globe-spanning gauntlet of extreme physics and survival happens almost instantaneously, literally, in the blink of an eye. It is not magic, it's an absolute masterpiece of hidden modern engineering.
As we wrap up this explainer, I'm going to leave you with this final thought. The cloud is a lie. Our modern world is actually tied together by microscopic threads of glass. And if you just know where to look, the hidden engineering of our reality is far more mind-bending than magic. So what other invisible grids are quietly controlling your life right under your nose? Thanks for exploring this with me, and keep questioning the incredible world around you.